Here's a great system to get more customer testimonials and how to use them the best ways possible once you've gotten them. All right, so let's talk about a system to get them. Now, I know some of you are saying, I haven't even got my course out there. There's no way I can get customer testimonials. Well, I strongly suggest you actually use this system and design it into your very, very first program so that even from that very first program, you get testimonials from as many people as you possibly can. So even if you haven't got anything out yet, develop this system as part of your program so you can get more in the future. So first step is to create a testimonial system. A testimonial system is a series of things that happen enabling you to get those customer testimonials and be able to use them well in the future. So the first thing is I suggest you create a set of requests that go out, probably an email autoresponder. So you just write an email autoresponder that has like 4 or 5 different requests. And so that you just put those out there, talking to people about the power of giving testimonials and how wouldn't this be great if other people had the same kind of advantages that you're getting. Next, you need to train people how to actually give a testimonial. I'll talk about that in quite a bit of detail in just a minute. Third, you need to have some kind of mechanism to get that. So there are a number of tools out there that you can use. For example, there's several tools that put a little button on the side of your web page that says, give us feedback. When they click that, it brings up the option for them to either record a video with their webcam right there, or record something and send it to you as an audio, or write it, or whatever. So there are a number of systems that are out there already created specifically for this purpose that I strongly suggest you investigate. I'll share some of those as time goes on. Then you also need to have some kind of a thank you mechanism. So certainly a personalized, don't do this with an autoresponder, a personalized message from somebody in your team, thanking them for that testimonial. And then you may even want to consider, is there some kind of gift that you give people in exchange for a testimonial? Next, so some people will say, okay, we're done. No, you are nowhere close to being done at this point. You next need a system that catalogs those, that stores them in a reliable place that's easy to access, that tags them, that transcribes them if they're video or audio, that ranks them, and probably categorizes them. So categorizing is a very valuable thing. So these are ones that say Don's great. These are ones that say Don's teaching was amazing. These are ones that say I made more money. These are ones that say this was easy. So you put all those things into some kind of a tagging system that enables you to be able to hey, I'm going along creating a webinar and I need something that says this program is easy. All right, go into your system, search on that tag. Here's 5 of them that all say it's easy. Which one's best? And by the way, in this process, you also need to be screenshotting if they're giving you that testimonial in social media. So a lot of people aren't willing to come do a video, aren't willing to follow your system. They just go on to your customer portal, whatever that is, and give and say this program was amazing. Well, you need to have a system that right then, as you see that, you screenshot it and drop it into your system. Screenshots are far more valuable than just copying it, because you want to have this was given to me on Facebook, because everybody can tell that look came from Facebook, and it looks more reliable and real when you screenshot it and put it in. So you need to have a way that goes outside of your system to gather the ones that just come naturally in email, in social media, wherever. And then you need to have a way of, so we're transcribing them, we're ranking them, we're categorizing them, and then we need to also determine, okay, what about next step opportunities? So you need to have somebody that goes through and looks at these, that may be you, maybe a virtual assistant or something like that, and says, hey, this is a great one. We should consider doing a full case study interview with this person. So let's say you get 50 testimonials on your next program. Maybe 3 to 5 of those are ones that were so good that you probably ought to do like a Zoom interview with them to actually get more of a case study pulled out of the situation. So you've got more than just a person saying, hey, Don was great. You now have a full case study that goes through every single step. And by the way, you may want to consider, I've seen this done before, do with great effect, actually hiring a film person to go out to their home and do a cinematic storytelling filming of them and their situation. It can be really, really powerful when you've got a few of these. In addition to this, you may want to build into your system something that from day one, when they first buy your program, tells them that there is not only that there is a reward and an expectation for providing feedback, and that it actually includes some kind of reward that everybody really, really wants. So maybe you have, okay, one of my bonuses is you get a one-on-one interview with me at the end of it, but you only give that once you've given me feedback. Okay, everybody wants that one-on-one with you, so they give you feedback, and then you've got that feedback, and then you give them that one-on-one interview. All right. So there's the system. Step through that step by step. Next, look at part of that system being training testimonial givers on what you want. So here's the thing. You're not telling them what to say. That actually is not only unethical, it's illegal. So you're not telling them what to say. You're telling them how to structure their testimonial, the best things to have in that testimonial. So an ideal testimonial, the ones we found that do the best job of selling, have a before situation. Here's what my life was like before, as an example, or here's what here's what I was struggling with. Next, hey, here's my discovery. Then I found you. One phrase. And then here's the after situation. Here's what my life is like now. This is the key, is where was I before? Then I found you. Here's what my life is like now. And ideally, if they can give you some kind of quantification of the change, that's the best part of the here's what life's now. So if you do something that's biz op or teaching them business, hey, I made X dollars more, or I lost X pounds, or I sleep all the way through the night now, or my partner and I are now going out on weekly dates when before we were fighting all the time, or maybe now I meditate every single day for the last month, or if it's something where you're training coaches or consultants to go do something, my clients are now getting this kind of result. So all those things are quantification. The more you can get of those, the better off your testimonials are. I strongly suggest you ask yourself, and you say, well, wait a minute, I can't think of any numbers. Well, drill deep. Ask yourself, what kind of quantification could be applied to this? So like, I now meditate every day, or I've increased my meditation time from 2 minutes and then I fall asleep to now I'm doing 20 minutes. Whatever that is that works for your particular category, your particular products, figure that out and make that as part of the suggestions that you give them as you're giving them this training. Once they're done with the before, discovery, after, the quantification, then they can give you other comments like, I had great service, they answered all my questions, etc. All the kinds of things that oftentimes show up in testimonials, those should be the end of the testimonial after they've already told my before and after situation. Then, hey, and the customer service was great. I loved the time of the calls. It arrived. The packaging was great, whatever it is. I suggest as part of that training that you actually give them several samples, ideally not from you, ideally ones that other people have done, testimonials that other people have done. So they're able to look at it and say, oh yeah, I could say that, because what you're trying to get is you're trying to get their real life situation. But oftentimes people need a little bit of coaching to be able to say, yeah, that's true with me. I could say that. And so then they say it. Again, you're not putting words into their mouth. You're giving them examples of the kinds of things, and then they identify whether that's true for them and do that. So that's the system for gathering and training testimonials. Now let's go to how to use those testimonials the best way so you can actually sell more, because that's sort of the purpose of doing all this. So next, use the best language when you refer to testimonials. So instead of saying, hey, view all my testimonials over here, you may want to say, here's what 132 customers who are living a healthier life have to say about my product. Notice the difference. So here's view my testimonial. That's very self-serving. That's about you. To here's what 132 customers who are living a healthier life have to say about what we are. It puts it on, it's them sharing, not it's all about me. And that causes people, when they read that, to say, yeah, I want to see those to see if this thing's real. And so I suggest you have that phrase that adds a benefit. In this case, living a healthier life. And then here's what they're saying, not here's the testimonial they gave me. It's here's what they're saying, or here's the feedback that we've received. Something that takes it off of, hey, this is a testimonial. Now, everyone knows this is a testimonial, but there's that slight shift in the way their mind approaches it when they're when they're going to go read what other people are saying or watch what other people are saying, as opposed to they're going to go read or watch some testimonials. All right. Number 4, use testimonials throughout your marketing. This is a key mistake that I see people make all the time, is that they tend to have a sales page. It comes down and it comes to a part. Okay, now I'm going to shift to testimonials mode. And here's some testimonials. Now I'm going to sell you some more. And you know what? That's important. You should have that on your sales page. But you should not be just using it one place on your sales page. You should be using testimonials throughout every element of your marketing. So your pre-launch, when you're just starting to offer your product, not even offering it yet, you're just talking about it, you can have some great testimonials in there. They can be in your emails. They can be in your videos. And then several times throughout all of your pre-launch content, and then several times throughout your page and video. Now, I want to make sure I didn't understate something. So all of your pre-launch content, everything you give them prior to the point that you actually open it up and allow them to buy, you should have testimonials sprinkled throughout that entire process. Then when you're actually opening up to buy with a sales page, a sales video, you give them several different places during that where you're showing them testimonials. In other words, not just one block, because when people hit one block, they go, he's just going to tell all about his product. I'm going to ignore this for the next 3 minutes until he comes on and tells me more about his product. You don't want that. You want these testimonials to be regularly given throughout it. Number 5, share testimonials in your social media, not just while you're launching. So here's what happens. Oftentimes, the only time that people hear that your product is great is when you're trying to sell it. Well, you can have my product's great every day of the year out there in one way or another. So for example, I suggest you have your testimonial page up 24/7, 365. In other words, even if you're only launching twice during the year, have your testimonial page up all the time. So if someone does a search in Google and then they come and they find that your product is on wait list, it's not available right now, there should be a link on that page that takes them to a testimonial page. And so they can read that and go, wow, this is amazing. I want to buy it as soon as he opens up this product. And so, and one way you can also do this is through social media. So when you get a testimonial, you may want to do something like, this made my day, screenshot of the testimonial that just happened. Or, so glad to be able to help so many people blank, the benefit, live a healthier life, or whatever that is, the transformation that you offer. And then screenshot or a video of the person that gave you the testimonial. Or, this brought a tear to my eye. By the way, you only can use that like twice a year when it actually did bring a tear to your eye. Now, hint, don't make your social media feed be all testimonials all the time, because no one will watch it after that point. They're going to leave it very quickly. But occasional ones sprinkled throughout, especially the highest impact ones, the ones that come on and go, wow, that was amazing. That's a great one to sprinkle into your social media feed. Number 6, testimonials make amazing ads. The exact same thing that I just told you about using for social media, they're probably going to get seen by very few people. But if you use it as an ad, wow, that just gets all kinds of amazing things. And what ends up happening is, so for example, on Facebook, If you run an ad and it's getting good engagement, so people are liking it, sharing it, making positive comments about it, what ends up happening is that ad will cost you less the more engagement that you get on that ad. And so using a testimonial is a great way to get that positive engagement, to make it so your ad gets out there for a lower amount and get you even better results, because people love hearing other people say, hey, this is a really good product. It goes into the tap into the community effect of, I want to know what other people are using when they're trying to get a solution to this problem. Using an ad to share to share your testimonials solves that in a number of ways. So basically the way you format this ad is, here's the copy, written copy, and then a screenshot or a video of the testimonial. Really simple. So there doesn't have to be there. And if your product's actually open, a button to go to where they can buy. All right. Number 7, don't just share it with potential customers. Share your testimonials with customers too. Why in the world would I want to do this? They've already bought. Well, first off, it increases their usage and consumption of the product. So if you have a course, for example, and someone is doing the normal thing that a lot of people do, of they went through module 1 and 2 and then they got busy, and so they never went back to 3 through 7, where the real value tends to end up happening. And so seeing a testimonial from somebody else can cause them to go and consume the rest of that course. Or if you're selling a supplement or something that people actually use, it may cause them to go start taking that supplement again, so you get reorders faster. So anytime you can increase their usage and consumption, a testimonial is a great way to do that. And then I have no idea what this card means. I'm throwing it away. Okay, so in the end, I firmly believe that testimonials are absolutely gold. I just remember what that card meant. Okay, here, I'm going to show you that card. With your customers, when you're sending a testimonial, you can show them a testimonial from somebody else and then invite them to share their feedback. This is a great social proof thing where people see it and go, oh yeah, I've not given Don a testimonial yet. I'm going to do that. And it causes them to also get ideas. Oh, I could say that about myself too. And so it makes their testimonials even better. All right. Now on to the next slide. Testimonials are gold. You should definitely do everything to collect them as you go. Don't wait until you're just ready to launch your next one. Build a system to collect you as you go. I tell you, this card is for me because I tend to not do this. I build a system. I do it just before my next launch. And so then people have forgotten, the emails never get there, all kinds of things end up happening, and it's never as good as if you collect them as you go. Take that system that I described at the first part of this video and do it right out of the gate, right when you're first launching your product. That's when they're happiest with you, by the way. Ask them for a testimonial right out of the gate, like 3 days into your course, and collect them as you go so they are there when you need them. Don't wait until your next launch because it's always harder to get them then. There you go. A system to gather and then a system to use them. You got all kinds of systems to help you do better with your testimonials. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. This is Don Crowther saying, just go do this stuff.